Hey, good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Everyday Thoughts. It's Wednesday, January the 8th. Probably uppermost on your mind this morning in terms of your everyday thoughts are what's going on in the situation with Iran, Iraq, in the United States. What will we do? As you most likely know, last night Iran sent 15 missiles into areas of Iraq which were housing U.S. military personnel. To this point, it does not appear that there's been any American casualties. This morning at 11 o'clock, the president will address the nation about this mess. And it would be wise to listen to what he says. But more importantly than that, the wiser course for our president and for the leaders in the Middle Eastern area, Iraq, Iran, Russia, everyone who has a stake in this thing, the really wise course of action would be to listen not to themselves, but to what a former ruler of the ancient Near East had to say. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, who was in the middle of the whole Mesopotamian ancient Near Eastern world, at the time had the most powerful country, was the most influential figure. He had his own run-in with God. And he deemed himself to be in control of what was happening, and God directly dealt with him and showed him, no, Nebuchadnezzar, you are not in control. And gave Nebuchadnezzar a very powerful demonstration of God's power over him, and indeed over the affairs of all men, all people, everywhere. So Nebuchadnezzar, after this reckoning with God, and God being gracious to him, he had this to say. And these are the words that I'm praying that our president, that the other leaders will listen to. Most important here is following the Lord of the universe, the Lord God. Listen to Nebuchadnezzar. He said, I, Nebuchadnezzar, raised my eyes toward heaven, and my sanity was restored. This is after this period when he had been chastised by God. Then I praised the Most High. I honored and glorified him who lives forever. His dominion is an eternal dominion. His kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the peoples of the earth are regarded as nothing. He does as he pleases with the powers of heaven and with the peoples of earth. No one can hold back his hand or say to him, what have you done? That is a stunning admission from who at the time was the most powerful man in the region, realizing his place before God, realizing that God is the ruler of all, and that it is God who must be served, and it is God who must be praised. So he ends this little brief section, which is we find in Daniel 4. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right, and all his ways are just, and those who walk in pride, he is able to humble. That's message is what I'm praying that our president, our leaders, the leaders, everyone involved in this conflict will come to understand. God is the one who is in control. And listen again to these words. Those who walk in pride, he is able to humble. Brothers and sisters, that's a message for not only our leaders, but for you and me as well. When we try and do things our own way, God will humble us in the way that he thinks is best. This is what is needed to bring security today. So today, no matter what the president says, whether you like it or don't like it, whether it's words of peace, whether it's words of war, whether it's words of apprehension, remember, God is the one who has control, and pride will never succeed. Don't let that pride dominate your life. Don't be in the situation where you're doing what you think is right, but honor yourself before God. Make yourself humble before God. Pray that our leaders will do that. And rest securely that you're in God's hands. And whether this thing ends very, very badly or whether there's resolution, whatever it is, God is the one to be praised. Pray for our leaders, but pray for your own heart. Pray for that the people that see you as someone who is humble before the hand of the mighty God, the ruler of all that is around us. Take comfort in that And in that way, you will be a comfort to those around you and ease the fears and the apprehensions of those that you interact with. That's our thought for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Probably we'll have some more interesting developments, but we know that God is still sovereign and Lord. He is the kingdom of heaven. He is the King of heaven. His dominion is forever. Have a great day. Bye-bye.